I got pushed into manhood at 12. No warm-up, just a shove and a kick. The summer before I turned 13, my mom said she needed to talk to me. Now you have to understand, my mom is old school Jamaican. So what that meant was she was going to talk, I would listen and obey. She started off with, your father's in Jamaica and he doesn't support you. You're going to have to be a man in this world. No one's going to give you anything. You'll have to work hard for everything you want. Your stepfather and me, we're going to give you the basics: food, clothing, and shelter. Beyond that, you're going to have to work for it. And as long as you live in this household, you have to have a job. And you can't quit that job until you have another one. That was it. The end of our so-called talk. I could feel the rage and the tears racing to the surface. But I knew better than to direct any of that towards my mom. It felt like she had just kicked me in the nuts and didn't even stop to ask me how I felt. It wasn't like she had told me anything I didn't already know. It seemed to me like I was already earning my keep. I had chores inside and outside the house. And it felt like there were two families living in our home, and I only belonged to one of them. There was my mom and my younger brother and me. And there was my mom, my younger brother, and his dad. My relationship with my stepfather was challenging and complicated. We had some light moments over the years, but it mostly felt like he tolerated me. I was acknowledged, but I never felt accepted. And his relationship with my mom, their relationship was crazy and tumultuous. Way too complicated for me to understand back then. Later, as an adult, I would learn firsthand just how complicated relationships can be. They were both hardworking immigrants from Jamaica. My mom a nurse, and he was a mechanic with his own shop on Long Island. It seemed like they loved and understood each other, but they would argue fiercely, and it would often lead to him cursing or hitting my mom. That day and those words that my mom uttered changed everything for me. Beneath all that anger and resentment I felt, somehow I understood that my mom was calling me to higher standards that day. Standards usually reserved for a full-grown man. She was pushing me to become a man before I was ready. She was doing her best, without any help from my father, to help me become the man God designed me to be. If I could go back and talk to my 12-year-old self, with all the lessons learned from 58 years of successes and failures in life and business, I tell him a few things. First, it wasn't his fault. All those feelings he had towards his mom and his father and his stepfather, it was a perfectly normal reaction to all the challenges he was dealing with at 12 years old. It was his father's responsibility to stay in touch with him and to support him. I'd also prepare him for the next big push that was coming in his life. At 19, my stepfather, kicked me out of the house. I was big enough then to interfere when he wanted to hit my mom. So when he told me his house couldn't hold two men, he was right. So I left. I'd also tell that young man two hard truths that I've learned over the years as a father, husband, and entrepreneur. They've helped me to grow and to heal. It wasn't that my mom didn't love me at 12 years old. It was that she loved me so much that she was willing to risk losing me as her son to help me become the man she knew I needed to be. And sometimes we have to get pushed before we learn we have the strength to pull ourselves forward. I love you, Mommy. Strong men, strong families, strong legacies. That's the First Man Project. Peace and blessings.